46 years ago, in November of 1968, if you were traveling on this section of the Pennsylvania Turnpike, this was the turnpike. 2 weeks later, this would become a very elaborate ramp to the town of Breezewood in order to make a connection with I-70. Up to that point, from 40 to 68, the toll was a penny a mile. They had to bypass a couple of tunnels, and if you were traveling this road, you would continue on your way over there. This was the old exit ramp to get off Breezewood. The road continued that way to Ray's Tunnel. Going to complete a bucket list item today and ride the Pennsylvania Turnpike, the abandoned section. We're looking back west on the first section that was bypassed. You can see some trucks and such in the distance. They're actually on the old turnpike, but it's the ramp. This section is very short because they removed the bridge over US 30. But I wanted to give you a shot of actually being on the abandoned section of the turnpike. It's amazing how overgrown a 4-lane highway can become 46 years later. This is our first section going east toward Rays Hill. Here's a nice straightaway going to Rays Hill Tunnel. We're still traveling west to east. We're now coming up on the first tunnel, Rays Hill. This is the western portal.
Grabbed it, man.
Well, yeah, it's just too expensive to twin it. Well, they widened the ones that they twinned. It's terrible. Coming up on Rays Hill, we'll do some shots in the dark as well. Looks like you're coming from the dark into heaven. This is coming out of the eastern portal of Rays Hill Tunnel. Very easy pedal through that tunnel, and you can see the whole way. And the road would go back to 4-lane. We're going to proceed on to the Sideling Hill Tunnel, which is a lot longer. This is just past Rays Hill Tunnel, but it's a nice preserved section. My guess is they probably paved it in later time to test asphalt and what have you, because they did that a lot for years after the tunnel was closed. Another nice section of road. Even got paint lines on it, but once again, I'm sure those were experimental. We're still journeying east toward Sideling Hill Tunnel. This section kind of goes downhill, and then it'll work its way uphill, and it'll end up at the Sideling Hill Tunnel. A little bumpier here. Coming up the hill now, making our way to Sideling Hill Tunnel, western portal. Nice that the turnpike continue to experiment with the road with lines and asphalt, because it's actually a nicer biking trail than I would have imagined. We're going to be going through this 7,000 plus foot long tunnel, which is absolutely pitch dark inside. Getting ready to go into this tunnel. You can't see the other end because it's so dark and so long. Sideling Hill Tunnel, western portal. And all you can see kind of is our lights.
You can see the faint end of the tunnel about a mile away. Now more than halfway through, you can see the tunnel. A little bit of our lighting here to see our way through. Zoom up a little bit, see the hole. It's not as cold in here as I thought it would be. And coming out of Sideling Hill Tunnel, over a mile of distance. This is the eastern entrance. You can hear the cars going across the top where the bypass came through. It's to my right, coming down the hill, and right into where the Sideling Hill Plaza is. Up to 1968, you had to go through this tunnel one lane each way. Can you imagine tractor trailers coming in opposite directions? And this little hump is the only thing that's dividing the road that's already very narrow. I can't even imagine what it was like up to that point. This big wide open area is actually an abandoned service plaza. It was the Cove Valley Service Plaza, approximately a quarter to a half mile from the Sideling Hill Tunnel eastern portal, where this pile of trees were, I think, is where the actual building was. Finally, a long straightaway coming back west from the Sideling Hill Tunnel. Pretty wide open for biking. It's pretty cool. Thanks for enjoying the video. It was a great day.